My manager Derek was the kind of guy who watched too many motivation videos and not enough people skills. He oversaw the IT department at a mid-sized company, and he had this theory that email response time was the secret to productivity. The problem was he couldn't measure what he couldn't see, so he decided to make everything visible. He called a team meeting on a Tuesday and announced that starting Wednesday, every single email would require a read receipt. Not optional, not suggested, mandatory. He said he wanted to know exactly when each message was opened, and if anyone failed to send a read receipt within 5 minutes of receiving an email, there would be consequences. He wrote consequences on the whiteboard and circled it twice. Derek didn't stop there. During a meeting, someone asked if the 5-minute rule applied outside of work hours. He leaned forward and said especially outside of work hours, because that's when people let things slip. He wanted read receipts at 10 p.m. At 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. He said email was 24/7 and so was our responsibility. The IT lead pointed out that we'd all be sending and receiving hundreds of these confirmations a day. But Derek just said that was the point. Transparency, he kept saying. I want full visibility into our communication. I watched my coworkers exchange looks across the table. I kept my face straight. I have learned that when Derek got like this, the best strategy was to nod and wait. The next morning I got my first email at 5:47 a.m. It was Derek asking about a server status update. I opened it, clicked the read receipt, and sent it back in about 8 seconds. He replied at 5:49 asking for more detail. I opened it, sent the receipt, answered. This went on for a while. By 9 a.m. I had exchanged 19 emails with Derek, each one with a read receipt sent within 30 seconds. He seemed pleased. Then I got a message from accounting about their quarterly report. Read receipt, a question from HR about the holiday schedule. Read receipt. My mom texting me about dinner. Okay, that one didn't have a read receipt, but I didn't count personal texts as part of the policy. The real magic happened during our 10 a.m. team stand-up. My phone kept buzzing with new emails. I excused myself briefly, send receipts, return. I did this 4 times during a 40-minute meeting. Derek noticed and asked if everything was okay. I told him I was just making sure I was following the new 5-minute rule. He didn't seem to find that as funny as I did. By Thursday, Derek's inbox looked like a paper snowstorm hit it. Every email he sent came rushing back with little read receipt confirmations. All day long. He got 17 in a single hour from me during a training session. His actual work emails were drowning in a sea of automated compliance. He asked me why I was sending so many receipts, and I pointed to the whiteboard where he'd written the rule. He stood there trying to find a way to say what he'd meant versus what he'd written. But the rule was pretty clear. On Friday morning he sent out a company-wide email saying the read receipt policy was being temporarily suspended for maintenance improvements. He didn't use the word canceled. He just said we should use professional judgment going forward. Professional judgment, that's what we'd been doing before he decided to manage my whiteboard. The best part was that HR started tracking how many read receipts each manager sent out after that. Derek was stop 3. I'd heard he took a productivity workshop that weekend. I still keep my read receipts turned on, just in case.